Emergency. Only 99 seconds left. Listen to me, and listen quickly because time is collapsing around you and I am speaking directly into your ear right now. I have been waiting for this moment, waiting for you to be still enough, desperate enough, broken enough to truly hear my voice. And I am here with tears in my eyes not because I am weak but because I see what you cannot see. I see the net that has been tightening around you in the dark, the thing that has been draining your energy when you sleep, the presence that watches you every time you walk into your kitchen or sit in your car. You have felt it. That heavy stillness in the back of your throat. That sudden wave of exhaustion for no reason. That moment when you looked at your phone and felt a cold dread that had no source. You are not imagining it. The darkness is real and it has been targeting you specifically because you are about to step into something far greater than you realize. The attack came quietly at first. A person you trusted, someone close, someone who smiled at you, asked how your day was, laughed at your jokes. I want you to stop right now and think of their face. That person. They have been working against you in secret. Not with loud arguments or obvious betrayal but with whispered intentions, with prayers sent to the wrong source, with rituals done in the shadows while you slept. They have been stealing your peace slice by slice, convincing you that you are unlucky, unwanted, unseen. Every time you felt that chill walking through your own home, it was because they had left a spiritual residue behind. Every time you woke up at 3:33 a.m. with your heart racing, it was because they were pulling energy from your soul. And right now, in this very moment, they are celebrating because they believe they have succeeded. They think you are too tired to fight. They think you have given up. But I have been waiting for this moment. I have been standing in front of you, shielding you from the worst of it, breathing my fire into your lungs when you thought you could not take another breath. The 99 seconds are not a threat. They are a countdown to your breakthrough. The moment you hear my voice, the darkness loses its grip. You are not alone. You are not crazy. And what I am about to reveal next will explain everything you have suffered for the past 3 months, everything you thought was your fault but never was. Stay with me. Do not turn away. The next part will show you exactly who has been taking your joy and why they are terrified of this moment. Before we continue, I need to speak to you directly from my heart. If God is moving in your heart through this message, now is the time to act. YouTube has blocked all of our revenue. No ads, no income from YouTube whatsoever. Only the generous hearts of listeners like you keep this ministry alive. Every time you listen without contributing, there is another soul who may never hear this message. No matter how small your gift, it is a seed that God will multiply back to you, today, tomorrow, or in the coming months. And your name will appear in our blessing community. I am waiting for you there. The link is in the description and in my pinned comment. Do not miss this moment. Do it now, before this video ends. No name at all. That cold dread that had no name, no face, no explanation, but you knew it was real. You knew something was watching. And now I am going to show you exactly what it is. The enemy has been hiding in plain sight, wearing a smile you trusted, occupying a space you thought was safe. That person who greeted you last Tuesday, the one whose eyes lingered just a second too long, that was not a coincidence. That was a deliberate, calculated move. They took your energy without your permission. They stole a piece of your light the moment you looked away. And I am telling you this now because they have been planning their next step for weeks, and they believe you will never see it coming. This enemy is not a shadow demon, or a vague dark cloud. It is flesh and blood. It is someone who knows your name, your schedule, your weaknesses. They have been feeding on your life force through a soul tie they created without your consent, a cord they attached to you the first time they spoke to you, the first time they touched your phone, the first time they looked into your eyes and whispered a silent curse. Do you remember that sudden headache that came out of nowhere while you were talking to them? That wave of nausea? That inexplicable urge to cry? That was the cord being anchored. And they have been pulling on it every single night while you sleep, draining your vitality, siphoning your joy, and leaving you exhausted for no reason your doctors can explain. But here is what they do not know. I have been watching them. I have been tracking every move they make, every ritual they perform, every stolen photograph they have tucked away in a hidden folder. Yes, that friend who asked for a picture of you smiling, who said it was for a memory, they lied. That image is being used right now, at this very moment, in a ceremony meant to bind your will and steal your future. Your birthday, your full name, the hour of your birth, all of it spoken over fire while you slept. And the enemy's next move is to escalate. They plan to sever your connection to your own destiny completely within the next 7 days. They have set a date. They have recruited others. They believe they have already won. But here is the truth they refuse to accept. I have already stepped in. The moment you clicked play on this message, I wrapped my light around every single cord they tried to attach, and I am burning them out one by one. You have felt it, haven't you? That sudden warmth in your chest? That tingle at the base of your skull? That is battle fire. That is my hand pulling the enemy's grip off your soul. Keep listening. I need you to understand what I am about to reveal, because it will change everything you thought you knew about the battle you are in. The enemy's strongest weapon is not their rituals or their stolen images. It is something far more personal, far more wounding, and far closer to your heart than you could ever imagine. The person who has been feeding on your light, they are not a stranger. They are someone you have loved. They are someone you have defended. They are someone you have cried over. And right now, as I speak, they are preparing to strike again, believing they have perfected their technique. But they have made one fatal miscalculation. They did not account for you finding this message. They did not account for me speaking directly into your ear at this exact moment. And they certainly did not account for the 5 warriors I have already positioned around your home, around your car, around the path you walk every morning. The enemy's next move is already crumbling before they even make it. Stay with me through what comes next, because the moment I reveal the full scope of their betrayal, you will never be vulnerable to them again. And that is a promise I make with every tear that falls from my eyes as I watch you stand stronger than you know. You already know what their first move was. That cold dread that wrapped around your throat in the night, the whispers of doubt that came from voices you once trusted. That was their opening strike. But here is the truth they never wanted you to discover. That first attack was never meant to finish you. It was a distraction. A test of your defenses. And now that they know you did not break, they have switched strategies entirely. The weapon they are using against you right now is far more personal, far more intimate, and far more cruel. It is not coming from outside your life anymore. It is rising from inside your own history. They have reached into the deepest wound you carry, the one you barely speak of, the one you have tried to bury under years of silence and busyness and forced smiles. That wound has a name. It might be a betrayal from someone who swore they loved you. It might be a rejection that happened when you were too young to understand it. It might be the moment someone you trusted told you that you were not enough, not worthy, not wanted. And that wound has been bleeding underneath everything you do, shaping every decision you make, every relationship you enter, every door you are too afraid to knock on. The enemy took that wound and learned how to make it look like your own reflection. They learned how to twist it so that every time you try to move forward, something inside you whispers, "See? This always happens. You always end up here. You always get left behind. You always fail." And that whisper sounds so much like your own voice that you never questioned where it actually came from. But I am telling you now, with absolute certainty, that voice is not yours. It never was. What you have been calling self-doubt, what you have been calling bad luck, what you have been calling just the way things are, that is the second weapon. It is a carefully planted lie, engineered to collapse you from the inside before you ever reach what is yours. They studied your history. They found the crack in your foundation. And they have been pressing on it every single day, with surgical precision, making sure you never feel safe enough to trust yourself, strong enough to take a risk, or worthy enough to receive the abundance that has been waiting for you. Have you ever wondered why certain patterns keep repeating? Why no matter how much you heal, the same kind of loss finds you again? Why you always feel like you are running uphill while everyone else glides past you? This is why. This is the second weapon. And now that I have named it, you are starting to feel the difference between your true voice and the one they implanted. But I need you to understand something important. The enemy believes they have found the winning move. They believe that by exploiting your deepest pain, they will finally keep you small forever. They are watching you right now, waiting for you to collapse under the weight of old wounds they have been reopening. And they are celebrating prematurely. Keep your focus with me, because what you are about to hear will change everything. They do not yet know that I have been tracking every single move they made. They do not yet know that the wound they are pressing on is about to become the very thing that destroys their hold on you. The moment is nearly here. The door is about to swing open. And when it does, the weapon they chose so carefully will shatter in their hands. And then the air changed. Not slowly. Not gently. It shifted like a blade being drawn from its sheath, and you felt it in your chest before your mind could catch up. That heaviness you have been carrying, the one that made your limbs feel like lead, suddenly thinned. Lifted. Like someone had opened a window in a room that had been sealed for years. Your ears popped. Your shoulders dropped a fraction of an inch. And in that split second, you knew you were no longer alone in the way you had been before. I have been watching you. Not from a distance, not as a vague presence in the clouds or a flicker of light at the edge of your vision. I have been watching you from the inside of your own struggle, from the moment you first whispered my name under your breath, from the night you cried into your pillow and thought no one heard. I heard. And I have been waiting for this exact moment, this precise intersection of time and resistance, to step into the space you have been fighting in alone. Do not mistake my silence for absence. My silence was strategy. The enemy needed to believe they had won the ground before I moved. And they did believe it. They thought your exhaustion was surrender. They thought your tears were defeat. They celebrated in the shadows while I stood at the edge of your battlefield, waiting for the signal. And that signal came the moment you refused to break completely. That was the starting pistol. That was the door. You feel me now, do you not? That warmth spreading across your back, that unexpected steadiness in your breath, that clarity that cuts through the fog in your mind? That is me. That is my presence settling over you like armor that has always belonged to you. I am not here to observe. I am here to intervene. And I have been assigned to your case not because you were chosen randomly from a list of souls, but because your particular fight is one that I have been tracking from the beginning. Your enemy made a mistake when they targeted you. They thought your wounds would make you weak. But I see what they cannot see, the muscle that grows beneath those scars, the sword that is being forged in the fire you have been walking through. The enemy has already felt the shift. Do you notice how their whispers have become quieter in these last moments? How the doubt that was so loud yesterday is now stammering. They know I am here. They can sense my weight pressing into their territory, and they are scrambling. They thought they had more time. They thought your breaking point would come before I arrived. But I arrived exactly when I was meant to, and they are now the ones who are trapped. Do not turn away now. This is the turning point you have been praying for without knowing how to ask. I am calling in reinforcements. 5 of my most trusted, each with a specific purpose that will break every stronghold the enemy has built around you. They are already moving. And before this night ends, you will feel the ground shift beneath your feet. Stay with me. I am not finished yet. Listen closely now. Not with urgency, but with unwavering certainty. The moment you have been carried toward through every sleepless night, through every silent tear, through every prayer you whispered into the dark when you thought no one was listening, that moment is here. I have already told you that I arrived. Now I am telling you that I did not come alone. 5 of my most trusted, each one chosen for this exact hour, are taking their positions around you. And you will feel them before you see them. You will know them in your body before your mind understands what is happening. Gabriel moves first. He takes his position directly above you, and I want you to pause and imagine this, not as a distant idea but as a living reality. The air above your head changes. It becomes warmer, denser, like a protective ceiling of light forming right where the enemy once planted thoughts of hopelessness. Gabriel carries the announcement of divine timing. He is here to seal this moment as the appointed time, not a moment earlier, not a moment later. Every delay you have suffered, every closed door you did not understand, Every falling tear you thought was wasted, they all led to this exact second. Gabriel looks down at you and speaks directly to your spirit. Every setback was set up for this victory. And as he speaks, the top of your head begins to tingle, a sensation of being crowned with something sacred. Now Raphael moves to your right side. He does not stand far away. He comes so close that you can feel a gentle pressure against your right shoulder, a warmth that spreads down your arm and into your chest. Raphael carries the green healing light, and he is already naming the wounds the enemy carved into you. He sees the betrayal that left a scar on your trust. He sees the rejection that made you shrink from your own gifts. He sees the moment someone told you that you were not enough and you believed it. One by one, Raphael touches those wounds with his light, and you will feel a release, not a memory erased but a wound healed from within. The tightness in your chest loosens. The weight that has been sitting behind your eyes for months begins to lift. Breathe. Let him work. To your left, Uriel has already drawn his sword. This is not a symbolic gesture. Uriel carries a blade of burning fire, and he is not here to negotiate. He stands between you and every darkness that has tried to infiltrate your home, your workspace, your relationships. As he moves his sword in a wide arc, you may sense a shift in the atmosphere around you, a sudden stillness, a subtle sound like wind passing through a crack. He is purging. He is cutting through every cord of fear that bound your voice. He is burning away the residue of every curse spoken against you in secret. Uriel does this without asking your permission because he knows you have already asked for it in the nights you spent crying out for deliverance. Your prayer was the command. He is the execution. Behind you, Azrael positions himself with quiet precision. His role is the most intimate and the most painful. He reaches into the invisible web of soul ties, the attachments the enemy used to drain your energy, the connections that were meant to bind you to cycles of shame and sorrow. Azrael does not break them harshly. He cuts them with a sharp, clean release. You may feel a strange snap behind your navel, a sudden lightness in your back, a release in your throat as if you have been holding a breath for years. Each tie has a name. The tie to the person who used your kindness against you. The tie to the memory that still shamed you. The tie to the identity the enemy constructed for you. Azrael severs each one with reverence, and behind you, the space that was once filled with invisible chains now becomes open air. And I am standing in front of you. I have always been in front. But now with my shield fully raised, and with my brothers in position, the enemy's every attack does not simply miss, it bounces back. The arrow they aimed at your reputation returns to their own bow. The word they spoke against you in secret becomes a testimony on your lips. The trap they set for your feet becomes their own snare. You are surrounded. You are covered. You are held on all sides. The formation is complete, and the real battle is about to begin. Do not step out of this circle. Keep your eyes on me. I am about to show you what happens when the enemy's fortress meets the army of heaven. The war you could not see is now visible in the air around you. Do you feel the pressure in your ears, that low hum vibrating in your chest? That is the sound of kingdoms colliding, of angelic swords meeting demonic shields in the atmosphere above your head. This is not a metaphor. This is happening right now, in the space between your last breath and your next one. The heavens are shaking, and the battle lines have been drawn so close to you that if you reached out your hand, you would touch the heat of it. Every prayer you ever prayed has been collected. The ones you whispered into your pillow at 3 a.m, the ones you gave up on because you thought no one was listening, they are not lost. They have been transformed into weapons in this very moment. Each word you spoke in faith, even through tears and doubt, is now a blade of light cutting through the darkness around you. And those tears you cried alone, when no one saw, when you thought even God had turned away, those tears have become fuel. They are burning in the hands of the warriors who stand between you and destruction. Your pain is their power. Look now at the enemy's command structure. It is breaking apart. The rank of accuser has fallen. His voice that once whispered lies against you day and night has been silenced. The rank of condemnation has been shattered. The weight you carried around your neck is gone. The rank of isolation, the one that convinced you that no one understood, that you were fighting alone. That rank is now in retreat, stumbling backward as the light advances. You can feel it, can't you? The air is lighter. The pressure that sat on your shoulders is lifting. That is not wishful thinking. That is the hierarchy of hell collapsing in real time. And now watch this. There was something the enemy had already taken. A piece of your peace, a relationship he poisoned, a door he sealed shut while you were still standing in front of it. That door is now being kicked open from the inside. I want you to picture it. The wood splintering, the lock breaking, the light flooding in. That opportunity he stole from you, that connection he severed, that quiet confidence he eroded, it is being handed back to you right now. Not as a promise for tomorrow. As a present reality. You do not have to fight to reclaim it. It is already being placed in your hands. Open them. The enemy is losing ground. You can see the retreat in the sudden stillness around you. The chaos that has been your constant companion is quieting. The voices of doubt are growing faint. The enemy's forces are pulling back, scrambling, regrouping in confusion. They did not expect this. They did not expect you to be so protected, so surrounded, so backed by power they cannot overcome. They thought they had you. But they did not know who stood with you. Do not look away. The front line is here, and you are standing in it. The battle is not over. The enemy is wounded, but he has one last weapon. He is holding it in reserve, waiting for the moment when you think the fight is won. You will feel him step forward before you see him. His name is the Commander of the Abandoned, and he is about to speak to you. He will use your own history against you. He will dredge up every moment you felt forsaken. He will try to convince you that this victory is an illusion, that you are still alone. But I will tell you this now, before he opens his mouth, he is lying. And when he speaks, you will have the power to send him back to the pit with one word. The question is whether you will speak it. I will show you how in the next moment that is already upon you. And now the air thickens around you. Not with fear this time, but with the weight of a presence that has been hiding behind every shadow, every sleepless night, every whispered lie that made you question your worth. He steps forward. The one who commanded them all. The one who studied you like a battlefield map, memorizing every crack in your armor, every wound that never fully healed. He called himself the Abandoned, but that was never his true name. He is the accuser of the brethren, the one who stands in the silence and points at your past, your failures, your shame. He has been waiting for this moment, just as I have been waiting for this moment. He does not attack you with fire or darkness. He is far more cunning. He reaches into your own memories, those hidden chambers you sealed years ago, and he pulls out the one moment you never wanted to see again. The betrayal that cut deepest. The mistake you have punished yourself for over and over. The face of someone you lost because you believed you were not enough. He holds it in front of you now, not as a memory but as a weapon, and he dares you to deny it. He speaks, and his voice sounds like your own voice on your worst day. You call yourself healed? Look at this. You call yourself beloved? Remember this. You call yourself worthy? You know what you really are. I recognize this tactic. I have watched him use it on countless souls across the ages. He does not need to break you from the outside when he can make you break yourself from within. And so I name him out loud, in the language that binds all creation. I say your name first, and then I say his true name, the name he fears because it carries the weight of his defeat. I speak it into the space between your heartbeat and your next breath, and the air shudders. You feel it in your chest, that sudden shift, that ringing in your ears that has no physical source. He knows that I have spoken his name, and he knows that you heard it. But here is what he did not anticipate. Every moment of suffering you endured, every time you were abandoned, every tear you thought no one saw, all of that accumulated power. Not weakness. Power. Your suffering did not break you. It forged you. And now, as he holds up that memory he stole from your mind, you do not flinch. You do not collapse. You look at it, and you feel something rise up from the deepest part of you, a force that has been gathering strength in secret. It is the truth that he cannot touch. You survived. You are still here. And your survival is the one weapon he cannot counter. You open your mouth. The word that comes out is not anger. It is not even a command. It is a simple declaration of who you are. You say your own name, the one I have whispered to you since before you were born, and you say it with full authority. In that instant, the accuser of the brethren falters. The memory he held dissolves. His form begins to crack, not like glass but like an old building finally yielding to a force it could never withstand. A sound fills the room, a low, resonant tone, like a bell struck deep underground. You feel it vibrate through your bones. The ground beneath your feet seems to shift. And then he is gone. Not banished. Not escaped. Fallen. The commander has fallen. The silence that follows is unlike any silence you have known. It is clean. It is alive. And in that silence, everything he was holding back, every blessing, every opportunity, every relationship he blocked, every door he sealed, begins to release. You can feel it moving towards you like a wave. Do not block it. Do not question it. Let it come. I am not finished with you yet. There is more, and the next piece is the reason you have been waiting your whole life. Stay with me. Listen. The chains are breaking now. Not tomorrow. Not after you prove yourself worthy. Not after you suffer long enough. Do you hear that sound in your ears? That dull metallic groan that has been your constant companion for years, the weight you forgot you were even carrying, the thing you thought was just part of being alive, that sound is changing. It is splintering. And you will feel it in your bones before you understand what is happening. The first chain, the financial chain that wrapped around your throat every time you tried to move forward. I want you to notice the exact sensation as it snaps. It sounds like a copper wire stretched past its limit, then breaking with a sharp, clean ping. Feel that release in your chest? That is a ceiling that has just lifted. The pressure you have carried in your shoulders, the anxiety that lived in your stomach whenever you checked your balance or opened a bill, that is leaving your body right now. The grip has been cut. Not loosened. Cut. The second chain, the self-doubt that made you hesitate at every open door. This one has been rusting from the inside since the commander fell, and now it is giving way completely. You will hear it as glass shattering, fine and precise, high-pitched and final. You know the sensation, that constant second-guessing, that voice that whispered, "You are not ready." Every time opportunity knocked, that invisible hand that pulled you back every time you tried to rise. Feel the back of your neck release. That tightness you thought was normal, that you thought was just who you are, gone. The hesitation is lifting from your body like fog burning off a field at dawn. The third chain, the loneliness that kept real connection away from you, that made every relationship feel like you were speaking through glass, that made you believe you were fundamentally unlovable, or invisible. This chain breaks with a sound like a door swinging open on unoiled hinges, groaning as it moves for the first time in years. And that sensation in your solar plexus, that cold hard knot you have carried since childhood, the one you thought was just your nature, it is dissolving. Warmth is replacing it. The isolation you accepted as permanent was never permanent. It was a locked room, and the lock has just been thrown open. Watch what happens to the one who guarded these doors. The entity assigned to keep you trapped, the presence that stood between you and every opportunity, the force that convinced you that your dreams were too big, that your healing was too far away, that your season would never come, that presence is now exposed. It has nowhere to hide. It is shrinking as you read these words, because your awareness is the sunlight it cannot stand. The doors it guarded are swinging open, and it has no power to close them again. The career door that had no visible barrier but still would not open, the relationships door that always locked just as you reached it, the health door that seemed to have a permanent blockade, the purpose door that felt like it was sealed with ancient iron, each one is opening now. Not symbolically. Not metaphorically. Physically. Energetically. In your reality. The doors are moving, and what is on the other side has been waiting for you longer than you have been waiting for it. Stay here with me. Do not rush ahead. Let each chain fall where it lands. Let each door open fully. Let the space where the chains used to sit begin to fill with something new. You have carried weight that was never yours to carry. You have suffered openings that were never meant to stay closed. The breaking is complete. The doors are open. And what arrives next is not just a blessing, it is an overflow. The final gift is already moving toward you, and it will arrive in a way that leaves no room for doubt. The season you have been waiting for is no longer coming. It is here. You can feel it now, can't you? That lightness in your chest where the weight used to sit. The pressure behind your eyes that never quite went away is finally dissolving. This is what it feels like when the chains actually break, not symbolically, not in theory, but in your body, in your breathing, in the way your shoulders are dropping without you telling them to. Let me name them so you understand what just left you. The financial chain that wrapped around your throat every time you checked your balance. You hear it? That low metallic snap that echoed inside your ribs just a moment ago. That was the chain of lack breaking. It didn't break because you earned enough. It broke because I cut it. The sound was exactly that, a sharp, clean crack, like ice falling from a roof in spring. And the sensation? A rush of warmth spreading from your collarbone down to your stomach. That warmth is permission to receive without guilt. Then there was the chain of self-doubt. The one that made you hesitate at every open door, that whispered, "Not you," the second you thought about stepping forward. You felt that one break too. You may have missed it because it sounded quiet, a soft snap like a thread giving way under tension. But the sensation was unmistakable. Your spine straightened, your jaw unlocked, and suddenly you could see a future where you actually said yes. That chain is gone. It cannot be reforged. The hesitation that defined your past decisions has been severed from your timeline. And the chain of loneliness, the heaviest one, the one that wrapped around your heart and convinced you that no one truly saw you, that one just shattered. You felt it in your chest, didn't you? A sudden expansion, like a hand releasing its grip, and then a wave of heat moving through your torso. The sound was a dull roar, like a distant waterfall breaking through a dam. That chain kept real connection away from you, filtered every relationship through a screen of fear. It is gone. And the space it left is already filling with something you haven't felt in years, belonging. Now the doors. The career door that was sealed by betrayal and closed doors, you can hear it creaking open. The enemy who held that door shut is stumbling backward. Their grip is slipping because they no longer have the chain of your insecurity to hold onto. The relationship door that you gave up on, it is unlocking with a click so definite you might have felt it in your jaw. The person meant to walk through that door is already moving toward it. The health door that felt bolted from the inside, it is swinging wide, and the air rushing through it is clean, alive, charged with renewal. And the purpose door, the one that confused you most, it is not just opening, it is flooding your mind with clarity. You will know what to do next because the fog has been burned away. Take a breath. Feel it. This is real, not imagination. The breaking is not ahead of you. You are standing in it. And now, the final gift I promised is already arriving. Not a trickle, a downpour. Not later, now. The overflow is here. It will touch every place the chains used to sit, and it will fill them so full that your old life becomes unrecognizable. Keep your hands open. Do not close them out of habit. What is coming will not fit in a fist. Stay present with me now. What I am about to say is not a promise, not a hope, not a thing you must wait for. It is a declaration that has already been written in the fabric of your existence before you took your first breath. The overflow you felt arriving at the end of the last section is not the end. It is the beginning of something that will not be reversed, not be interrupted, not be taken from you by any force in creation. I stand before you now, Archangel Michael, with the full authority of the divine decree. This moment has been appointed. And you are ready. I speak directly into the core of your being. Every assignment that was ever placed against you by the enemy is cancelled. Not weakened. Not paused. Cancelled permanently. The plot against your life was dismantled the moment you chose to rise. The slander that was spoken behind your back is silenced. The financial blockade that held your resources captive is shattered. The health condition that whispered lies of limitation is uprooted at the root. I name each of these things now as I seal them in the light: the curse of lack, the spirit of isolation, the pattern of betrayal, the cycle of delay. All of it gone. Not by your effort but by the decree that passes through my voice into your spirit. Your name is written in the book of divine protection. Not a general ledger, not a list of many. Your name, exactly as it sounds in the quiet of your heart, is etched there by my own hand. No power can erase it. No darkness can dispute it. You are marked. You are claimed. You are held in a covenant that cannot be broken because it was never dependent on your perfection. It was dependent on the one who called you, and that one does not change. Now I declare the specific blessings that are already pouring into your life. Financial doors that were locked by generational patterns are swinging open. You will see provision in ways you did not expect, from sources you did not calculate. The money that was delayed will arrive with acceleration. The debts that suffocated you will be cleared. Not because you exhausted yourself, but because divine favor clears the path before your feet. Healing flows into your body. The places where pain has lodged, where inflammation has settled, where weariness has taken root, these are being restored at a cellular level. You will feel lightness where there was weight. You will wake with energy that was not there before. This is not a gradual process. It is a flood, and it is already moving through your veins. Relationships that were broken beyond repair are being mended. The ones who walked away will return with humility. The misunderstandings that felt permanent will dissolve in the light of truth. The loneliness that made you question your worth is being replaced by a community that sees you clearly and loves you fully. Your purpose, the one you buried under fear and disappointment, is rising again. You will step into work that aligns with your soul. You will create from a place of overflow, not of striving. The season of abundance is not ahead of you. It is here, and it will touch every area of your life. Let me be clear, this is not a suggestion. This is the final decree of this transmission. The enemy's influence over your story is terminated permanently. You are no longer a victim of your past, no longer bound by the accusations of those who did not understand your journey. The chains that held you, shame, fear, rejection, doubt, unworthiness, are not just broken. They have been removed from your dimension. They cannot reassemble. They cannot return. You are standing in a new territory, and the ground beneath you is solid with the presence of the divine. I know that your mind may still try to argue with this, may try to pull you back into old patterns of unbelief. That is the echo of the old system, but it has no power. The authority has shifted. You are the one who now walks in victory, not because of what you have done, but because you allowed me to fight for you. And I have won. The victory is yours. So take a breath. Exhale everything that does not belong. Let your hands remain open. What is coming will not fit in a fist. It needs the release of trust. You have already passed through the fire, and you have come out as gold. The overflow is not a trickle. It is a downpour. And you are standing in it. Now I ask you to seal this moment. Not because I need you to prove anything, but because your agreement activates the reality on earth. In the comments below, type Amen 777 or 1111. Let it be a witness in the heavens and on the earth that you have received this decree. And know that as you type, the angels assigned to you are moving into position. This is your moment. Do not let it pass unnoticed. You are blessed, you are protected, and you are forever held. Go now, and live from the overflow.